My classic car has done 461 miles on the motorway and is about to do another 100 miles while towing a trailer on a motorway. I may be doing this differently. So yeah, quick video on proceedings with the BX. It's back on the road. The Mark 1 BX of Wales trip fame is back on the road. Came back on the road 1st of March and it pretty much got thrown in at the deep end. I don't know whether to be ashamed or impressed. I think maybe a mixture of both. So the car was parked up back in November, beginning of November I think it was, basically because I didn't want to get it covered in salt, although looking at the windscreen there is salt. But I parked it up, no preventative maintenance. All I did was take the battery off because I needed it for another car. Didn't overinflate the tyres, levels, I didn't even wash it, I didn't hoover it. It's still got sandwich packets in here from trips months ago. So yeah, not exactly what, but Boris is a yeah, so not exactly what most people would do with a car of this kind of age, but you know, there you go. 38 years old now, 38 and a half nearly. So the plan was that yesterday, which is the Tuesday, I needed to drive to Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent is not near my house. Stoke-on-Trent is about 200 miles from my house. I needed to go there because there were a set of wheels. Well, I didn't need to go there. I wanted to go there. There were a set of wheels there that I wanted for, well, you'll have to see in a future video what they go on. So I had to drive up there to get them. I got them on eBay. They were very well priced, not quite advertised as they're supposed to be, which worked to my benefit, because if they were advertised as what they actually are, they probably would have gone for more money. So I grabbed those. So I drove from here to Stoke. Now, the normal thing to do, the sensible thing to do, would have been to take the family people carrier, an S-Max. It's not modern, but it's quite modern. By my standards, it's pretty modern. And I could have just driven up there, cruise control, aircon, drive up, drive back, done. But that's boring. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go in something more fun. And I don't mean fun as in speed, because I'm not really, yeah, performance can be fun, but I just like old cars. And so I thought the BX could come out for that. It's got the room to carry the wheels. It's probably one of the more frugal cars I own. And it's comfortable. It's a slight issue around the fact that it's 38 years old, has a dirty fuel system, had been off the road until last May. It had been off the road since 2007, so it was largely unknown. But never mind. And and the fact that it had been off the road all these months over Christmas. So the sensible thing would have been to drive the BX up on a Tuesday, having given it a lot of preparation. Oh, we're in roadworks. Having prepared it, having carried out some preventative maintenance, a service wouldn't have gone amiss. You know, oil change was done before the car went back on the road. So, well, me being me, I didn't do that. I turned up at the garage this car lives in, a rented garage down the side of a lady's house. I turned up on Monday morning, the day before, thinking I'll just get it out. I couldn't actually remember if there were any problems that I parked it up with. I can't remember if there were other things left on the to-do list, but I mean there are, but anything that would have stopped me from doing that journey. So I went over on Monday morning, and she'd had a new driveway put down. And I knew she was having a new driveway put down because she told me. But when I got there, I had a problem, because down the side of the driveway is a door to her kitchen. There is a step to this door. It's been there before. It's something I have to drive around when I put the car in the garage. The step has been changed. A new step is down, a big step. The door is very close to the garage door, kitchen door. So the step is very close to the kitchen, to the garage door. Had anyone tried opening the garage door? what I had to do was leave and go to work and in a bad mood. The question would be, what would be, a 2CV with red striped roof. The sensible thing to do at this point would be to admit defeat and get the family car and just drive there in that. And that is actually what I was resigned to doing. But I really wanted to take the BX. Anyway, I sent the video that I just put on there, that I just put up, to a lady and said we've got a problem. And to their credit, the builders came back out that afternoon and sorted it out. I thought they'd put a new step in or something like that, you know, change the shape of the brick on the end. But no, they just took a chisel to the corner of the brick so the garage door would clear it. I'm glad I wasn't paying for that. And so I managed to get the BX out of that garage in the dark at about 6:30 Monday evening. I had to leave for Stoke the next day. So I got it out of the garage, I drove back to the unit, I put some air in the tyres, I put some fuel in the tank, not at the unit, I did that at a petrol station, and that was about it. And the next day, yesterday, I drove to Stoke-on-Trent. I got in the car at, and this is completely true, I got in the car at 9:35 and I arrived in Stoke-on-Trent 3 hours and 10 minutes later. It should be about 3 hours 25, but I just had a good run. I sat with all the reps in the lanes the reps sit in, looking quite out of place, I imagine. And I got to Stoke-on-Trent that time, you know, within 3 hours 10 minutes. I didn't even have a toilet break. I did it in one hit. Didn't stop. That's just why I managed to do it so quick, I imagine. Yeah, not even a toilet break. One hit, straight there. That's possibly the furthest I've driven in one hit. The journey back wasn't the same. Many toilet breaks were needed for that, but you know. And so I drove to Stoke-on-Trent. I got my wheels. I was going to film it, but I thought, well, it's quite a boring journey, really. It was just the motorway. I would say the M40 is the, not best driven, but it's certainly the quickest motorway I've driven on in this country. You can quite happily lick along on the M40. You don't get held up. So, yesterday, 420 miles covered at an average of 38 miles to the gallon in a 38-year-old car that had been sat off the road and not run since, well, nearly 4 months. Not a peep out of it. Not an issue. Nothing. Excuse me, I'm towing. Nothing at all. Straight there, straight back, in complete comfort. I'm driving along, I've got SUVs in front of me, and I'm surrounded by modern cars, big, heavy, whaley cars, and they're all bouncing around, and I'm wondering, what are you finding on the road that you're bouncing around on? I'm not finding that. Honestly, it blew my mind yesterday, this thing. It just went straight there, straight back, not a problem. Now, yeah, loads of cars would do that. Any car within the last 15, 20 years, you would expect to be able to do that. But given the history of this car, oh, I'm going to get cut up by a camper van. Oh, we got to go for an overtake. We're in the outside lane. We're going to outstrip him. Go on, son. But yeah, given this car's history and the trips to Wales that were eventful, which wasn't this car's fault, and I maintain that, and I to this day I say that it wasn't the car's fault. It was just the fuel system was full of grot. Some of it still is, but it's slowly getting there. I haven't even checked it today. Good job it's got good brakes. So yeah, yesterday it was just fantastic. To be able to do that, to be able to jump into a car as old as this and just hit it. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. That's why I love these cars, because you could just do that. Am I in the wrong lane? No, I don't think I am. But it doesn't stop there, because today I'm now entering Ferndown. I'm just about to cross the sign that says I'm in Ferndown. Ferndown is in Dorset, I think. Yeah, it must be. And as you've heard by that horrible noise, I'm towing, because today, having done 400-mile trip yesterday, where most people who, if they did that in their old 38-year-old car that's normally used to sitting in a garage, it would be considered an event, and you'd have to be taking, you know, spare tools with you, and you'd be psyching yourself up and photographing the journey and making a big deal of it. Well, yesterday this car did that. Today, it's now towing a trailer with a Noble M10 and a TVR Chimaera on it. So I'm technically, completely technically, I am towing two cars with the BX. That's slightly misleading, I admit, but I am. I'm using the trailer that the Fox came back on, and I am towing these cars. Yes, they are cars. Really, they're just chassis. I'm towing them down to the coaters because they need shot blasting, well, one needs painting and the other one needs shot blasting only. So today it's working for a living. My trip to Stoke yesterday was made so much better by the fact that I actually saw another BX on the M40, I think it was. Was it the M42? No, I think it was the M42. Was it the M40? Well, it was one of them. A white estate, licking on the other way, it was, in the outside lane. I think it was being driven by a lady. And then, after I'd seen that, I saw a C6 on the M6 toll. A green one. So, yeah, that was quite a nice little treat to see a BX on the road. Today, I've already passed the Google Street View car. So there's a chance this will be on Google Street View with the trailer, with all the stuff on the back. And I'm actually on a road where Vicky went past the Google Street View car. I haven't seen that yet come up, but I'm hoping it will. So yeah, today I'm driving to Poole, which is a 100-mile round trip with a trailer on the back. It's doing that. It's doing it absolutely fine. No issues at all. And then on Saturday, I'm driving to Hitchin, which I think is 100 miles away. So that'll be another 200 miles or thereabouts, to go to the BX Technical Day at Chevronics, assuming I don't get COVID, because COVID is in my house. But yeah, this is just a quick diary behind the wheel to mark the occasion. The BX is back on the road, and hopefully, well, I mean, I'd say hopefully I'll be using it all year, but I mean, I could at the moment. There's just nothing really stopping me. It works. So he's done it now. Shouldn't have said that. But I just think this car's, you know, really fancy. Okay, let's get around this lorry. There's a lorry here. I want to try and beat him off the line. I've got a drag race here. What did this do 0 to 60 in with the trailer on the back? 24 seconds, wasn't it? I reckon I can beat that. I haven't got a car on this time. I've just got two chassis. I would guess the TVR chassis is probably about 80 kilos, 90 kilos. And the Noble one, that's going to be heavier. That's probably about 150, 140, 150. I think I'm actually outstripping a Volkswagen T4. I am. Come on, if oh dear. If your vehicle can't beat a BX 1.6 towing a trailer with two car chassis on it. Well, Vicky couldn't. This is twice as fast as Vicky. Literally twice as fast. So yeah. There we go, BX is back, and unfortunately nothing much to report. It's just bossing it, is basically the word. It's just bossing it. If someone said to me now, you've got to drive to Scotland right now with no prep, I'd happily take it, honestly. There's two things it lacks. Cruise control. Cruise control is brilliant. No, three things it lacks. Cruise control, aircon, and a radio. It doesn't have a radio. Oh, where's the army? Oh, that looks... that's big. What is... Wow. A tank carrier. There's a lot of that going on around here at the moment. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to give you some drama and some jeopardy and make an exciting video. I don't think I've ever made an exciting video, but I can't because there's nothing to report. It's working fine. So, but yeah, there you go. Hope you're well, and I will see you in a future video, which will hopefully not be too long.